As we've watched these street protests night after night and the continued uprising against systemic racism and police brutality, it's hard not to keep thinking about something that I've seen on a bunch of protest signs in many different cities. Imagine all the many terrible things that have happened that just weren't caught on camera. Particularly when we see disturbing stories like what just happened in Wilmington, North Carolina, which we only know about basically through sheer fluke, because a sergeant conducting an audit stumbled onto a video that had been accidentally recorded by a Wilmington police officer, and the police department, to its credit, told the public what they found. In the video, 3 longtime veteran Wilmington officers who've been on the job since the late 1990s, think about that, decades on the force, are heard saying some truly vile and racist things, with one of them flat out calling for a race war. This is a police officer who's been in there for decades. Quote, "We're just going to go out and start slaughtering them effing N-words. I can't wait. God, I can't wait." The officer adding that a civil war is needed to, quote, and I quote him here, "wipe them off the effing map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations." All 3 officers have now been fired for misconduct. The city's new police chief, Donnie Williams, making the announcement yesterday.
When I first learned of these conversations, I was shocked, saddened, and disgusted. There is no place for this behavior in our agency or our city, and it will not be tolerated.
That was his first day on the job, one of his first actions as a head of police in that town. Now, there are so many ways this is disturbing, they're basically uncountable, but most striking to me is the resonance and meaning of these violent racist words in this particular place, Wilmington, North Carolina. It's a city that is in many ways a perfect representation of the trajectory of racial injustice in America. Because back in the late 1800s, after the Civil War and in Reconstruction, Wilmington was a thriving, fairly well-integrated town racially. That was thanks to the post-Civil War project of Reconstruction, which used the federal government to actively seek to integrate freemen and women as full citizens, to give them rights and more. And then came what was arguably the only pure coup d'etat in U.S. history, when a white supremacist mob violently wrenched power, overthrowing the city government, killing at least 60 African Americans, slaughtering them, wrenching power back with terrorist, white supremacist, fascist violence to regain white supremacy, a key moment in the destruction of this nation's project of racial equality and reconstruction. And the system those racists built, that is a system upon which we now stand. To the point where in the year 2020, Wilmington police officers are fantasizing about a race war where they could shoot black people that would put black Americans back about 4 or 5 generations, back to what happened in that same city. And in the decades following the 1898 coup, the racist who seized power, well, they took a kind of victory lap. They erected statues, Confederate statues, to celebrate their victory, to send the message to the people they had killed and slaughtered and beaten out of power that they were in control. But last night, 2 of those statues came down on the order of city officials. We are now in a moment we are seeing things brought to light that were buried before. At least some of us are seeing things that were brought to light buried before. Many Americans have been seeing it the whole time. And in the city of Tucson, there's another new recording that will make your blood run cold. That's next.
Hey, Shalom. Kahala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachakodash, the ones of the apostles of great millstone. Shalom, true brothers in the highways and byways, doing works of sealing faithfully, continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord, we are found in that number. All right, so here you have, the sentiment of most Edomites in these last days that we're living in, okay? And it's about Jacob and Esau, all right? And here you have these so-called police officers, making statements talking about they can't wait, for the race wars and for them to start, killing niggas. And that's exactly what they're going to do, man. This is exactly what's in the spirit of Esau, is to kill you. We don't know how many times and how many different ways we have to tell you this, And a lot of you people aren't ready for it. We of the hopeful elect, we stay ready. We stay on the ready because we know that the spirit of Yahweh Yahushai will lift up upon us, Lord willing, when that time comes. And we ain't worried about it. But you people need to worry, man. You people who are out there fooling around, bullshitting, having a good time, taking this as a joke, you're gonna be in real bad situations, man. All right? And you think this devil's gonna come and help you? Here you got these devils who are sworn to protect and serve, but under their breath, under their tongue, they're telling each other how bad and how desirable they have the feeling to kill you. All right. This is Genesis 25 and 22, and it says, "And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord." All right. What a lot of people fail to realize and keep in mind is that this struggle that was going on back then continues to this very minute, man. There's no ease in the thought that, oh, we're in 2021, things aren't getting better. Niggas is dying at an alarming rate, and it's gonna get worse. You see? So let's be mindful of that struggle, man. Just because somebody comes up to you and gives you a job or hires you or smiles in your face and says good morning to you, all right? The spirit of that struggle is still within these people. Okay? This is Sirach 12 and 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Right. Here you have a situation where Jake may call the cops for assistance. You putting your trust in a devil who's coming to your resident or coming to your aid, knowing he has the same desires as those whom you called the cops on. All right? Let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. You see, YouTube, they don't want to be or speak of reality, man. Here we are, the hopeful elect from the head apostles on down, putting videos up, and, bringing out truth, exposing, the wickedness of Esau. And all they want to do is clip the videos, right? Because the reality they can't handle. They don't want the truth to be out there. Because why? This nation and this kingdom was built on lies and deceit. And in order to keep them lies and deceit going and pushing forward, you have to destroy the truth. And that's exactly what they do, man. You got these devils, these cops, and not just these cops, man. All these crackers, all of them, the whole heap of them. And this video might be struck down too. Why? Because it's the truth. They can't handle the truth, as Jack Nicholson once said in that movie, Soldier, some shit he was in. But they can't handle the truth, man. They're gonna cut this video down. And you know what? I don't care no more. I'm tired of trying to curb the ways, Now I know what scripture says, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. But these devils are just out of control, man. And you know what? And they need a dose of truth, man. They need a smack in the face with a dose of truth. Yeah, we can't trust you. We can't trust you either to look at our videos and be like, you know what? We're gonna let it go because they're speaking the truth. We can't even trust you to do that. Know that we want to trust you because the scripture says never trust your enemy. Okay? But the time is coming, man. The time is coming. Everybody's gearing up. And the sad thing is, a lot of you Israelites out there, you have no damn clue what's coming, man. You got no clue. Esau's out there getting his 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds ready, shooting 45 Magnums and, AK-47s, gearing them up. What's Jake out there doing? Eating French fries and hamburgers and pig's feet and going to Lobster Hut, thinking they're living the good life, going to eat lobster. Okay? 2 Numbers 15 and 15 says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, with swords in their hands. Okay? As these Edomites said, they can't wait for the race war. And that's exactly what's coming. One people going to fight against another. And it's all going to be predicated upon race. You know, when you had the Watts riots, you know, you had pretty much Jake going against every other nation of people. Moab was out there shooting gun at Jake. Edomites was shooting gun at Jake. Jake was shooting guns at them. So it's all going to be based on race, man. It's race war. And this is what's happening. You know, here you had these so-called cops that were on the job for, you know, since the early 1990s. You know, this is what they call seasoned individuals. But you can't take the wickedness out of an Edomite. You can't do it. You can't take the hatred out of an Edomite. You can't do it. Now, let me see here. Let's see if I still got this one up. I may have taken it down. Let me get it up though. Hold on 1 second. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. Bring that back. Okay, hold on 1 second. There we go. This is Obadiah 1 and 10. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right. So this is the sentiment that they have within them. Okay. All they want to do is inflict violence on the children of Israel. That's all they want to do, because it was embedded in their spirit to do so. Okay, so don't marvel at what you hear. You know, you had that the black chief police or whoever he was saying he's deeply troubled and concerned. Nigga, you live in the South, nigga. You live in the South. Why are you deeply troubled at something like this? What you should have said was, you know, it doesn't surprise me. You know, look where we are. Look at the time period we're in. Okay? Understanding that getting closer to the end of the days is not going to be a better scenario, if you will. As you come to the end, things are going to get drastic, man. Things are going to get, you know, crazy. I'm deeply troubled and hurt, or whatever the hell he was saying. You know? And you live in the South. Anybody that lives in the southern states, man, any Jake that lives in the southern states, you know, you have to have the true understanding that these devils hate you. You know? Now, up here in the north, you don't see, you know, Confederate flags on people's cars and the license plates. Every now and then you'll see one. But down there, that's a thriving icon. And that's just to let you niggas know where you stand and where they stand. Division. Division. You don't have any idea. This is Amos 1 and 11. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4. Now, let me hold it right there, right? Now, the Lord is speaking about the nation of Edom. and how he's going to do certain things, and certain things are going to come upon the nation of Edom. All right. Now, there's nowhere in the scripture where it says, and the Edomites were done away with, and the Edomites were finally put to death, and the last Edomite died on Mount, whatever. Okay? These are future prophecies which some men and women out there fail to realize. Okay? You don't understand that this book is a book of prophecies, events that were spoken of that haven't happened yet. And if you proclaim or profess that they have happened, that's just because you weren't blessed with the spirit of understanding. Okay? So the nation of Edom is still around because they're the scene of great prophetic judgment. Okay? Where's the judgment going to fall on? Who's it going to fall on if the nation of Edom is all done? Everybody talks about the Lord's coming back for judgment. Well, who is he coming back to judge? There's a nation of people that have been put in place, okay, for this great day. It says, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. Okay? What did that cop say? He said, we can't wait, till we start fucking killing these niggas. And what is a sword? A modern day weapon. And when he said he can't wait, meaning what? They're going to pursue you. And they're going to kill you. It's going to be too late when you decide to start taking this shit serious. It's going to be too late. And it says, he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. Meaning what? He ain't going to give a goddamn. You may be lying on the ground with a bullet hole in your leg, asking him for help. It may even be your damn neighbor. It may be your neighbor. You catch a couple slugs, and the next thing you know, you talking about, Bob, help me. Bob, help me. Hold on. Shalakia. Bob, help me. He gonna have no pity for you, man. He might put you out of misery right there. And it says, and his anger did tear perpetually. So going back to Shalakia. Shalakia. Going back to Genesis and the struggle that was in the womb, okay? That anger from that struggle has been perpetual, okay? It wasn't cast off, it wasn't abated, it wasn't, a change of heart never came over Esau. And it says what? And this is the key point. And he kept his wrath forever. We're still in his kingdom. We're still in his clutches. So if the scripture says he kept his wrath forever, that means to this very present day, he has anger and wrath for and towards the children of Israel. Okay? So let's keep it real. Like I said, this video may be clipped because of the truth is coming out, but you gotta understand and know who the enemy is at this time. We're gonna keep on pushing it, but he's gonna reveal it. He's going to reveal it for himself, and then and only then, maybe you'll believe that he's your enemy. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, I'll see you brothers in another show. I say shalom.